Welcome back to the instant at Galley House, where everyone seems to be a little bit on edge. It might be all the bodies turning up all over the house. So, speaking of being on the edge, Eddie has locked Oswald in the pantry because they suspect Oswald might have something to do with all of the weirdness around the house. But I don't think that's quite it. I think it's just that he's remembering various things and he's told some people that he recognizes the bodies and thinks they were people from the house. And so now they're very suspicious of him. But as far as we know, there is something a lot more mysterious happening here rather than just him leaving bodies around. So there is a couple things to follow on from here, like Annie is going upstairs to investigate an argument potentially Eddie is having with Victoria. She told Tony to go up to the attic. But I have been organizing my notes in hopes of finding more scenes from the previous night, because the more we find, the more we understand, especially the things like, oh yeah, Oswald said something to people and now they're suspicious of him, right? It would be good to see what exactly did he say. But those are not the only things. So back to the very start. In the various scenes at Timeline 01, we hear piano playing. We know the piano is in the living room. Martha mentions later that they got it working, so it might be one of those pianos where you can put like a cylinder in and it plays itself. But presumably people would be in the room to like see it working and stuff like that. So Martha is gonna be there because she talks about getting it working, and then we know that Helen and Damien arrive into the living room later because they were in other places. So Oswald and Tony are the only other people unaccounted for in that timeline. So we can try and see if both or one of them were in the living room with Martha at 01. So let's set up machine up, Martha in, and then Oswald and Tony. Just Oswald? Yes.
Where's he off to now?
Oh, he said the song reminded him of something. You'll have to forgive him, Oswald.
Are they talking about Rupert here? Right? Like, the one scene we see of them still being aware of Rupert's existence?
He's hardly spoken to me since I've arrived. First fussing with that camera, and now with the piano.
Well, I'm sure he won't be a second. He can be a little eccentric sometimes.
Oh, he hasn't changed since we were children, then.
It was good of him to invite you. He still talks about you, often, you know.
Remind me, what is this song? I don't recognize it.
Oh, it's one of those American ones. Eddie requested it. I'm sorry if it's not to your tastes.
The lyrics on the side are quite interesting.
And that's Rupert's
death. Enough
death.
for the time being.
I dare say that returning here has brought back some old memories.
Well, I'm glad you feel at home. Your old room should be pretty much untouched. I only go in there to clean every once in a while.
That's very kind of you. I think I'll go and have a look there now.
Are you sure? We're all gathering here in a quarter of an hour or so.
If it's all right with you, I think I'd prefer to be alone.
Very well then. Let me know if you need anything.
So that's him presumably going to his room because they talk about it. And yes, that explains that bit from like some videos earlier when I was like, well, Oswald has a room here, so has he been living here or not? But yes, it seems like it's his childhood room that they basically left untouched, even though that's a little bit weird considering he's quite advanced in age now, so it's just been like that the whole time. But they're talking about fussing with a camera, which I think the person I've put up as Rupert, yes, he had an empty fill canister and a key to the piano. And yeah, then Oswald says he hasn't changed since we were children then, right? So it does feel like they're brothers. They're the same, they're around the same age, right? He's not talking about Eddie here. Eddie's quite much younger. They wouldn't be children at the same time. So yes, a small glimpse into people still remembering Rupert. So yeah, I think it was good to find a scene. But that means now instead of going to my next note, we're actually gonna go and lock in Oswald at timeline 02 because he's the only one we didn't have. And he's gonna be in his room by himself. Possibly not like a very informative scene, but we will see. Maybe he talks to some ghosts.
Hello again.
Stalking to the room.
I'm sorry I haven't been here for you. I hope you don't mind the new people living here. I know it's not what you would have wanted. I imagine I'm a lot older now than you'd remember. But I like to think that if you were around today, we'd still have a lot in common. I don't much remember the child I was back then. But you would help to remind me, I'm sure.
I assume he's talking to Amelia
I don't know if you're still around. I don't know if you still care about an old fool like me. But I miss you.
It's Amelia, who I assume was their sister, but also, who knows, maybe there used to be a friendly ghost that lived in this house and they were friends with. But that means we're done with O2, right? Or at least in terms of all the people we knew about are accounted for at this time. And that doesn't lead anywhere new, so we've exhausted this line of inquiry. Now, my next note may also be to do with this whole potential ghostly presence. At the kitchen scene in timeline 02, a bell rings. So we can hop in there. Yes, the bell rings.
Haven't heard that in a long time. Can't be good.
And Thornton's surprise. And I'm pretty sure is this bell up here above the dumbwaiter. It's specifically a servant bell, right? You would use it to summon servants. There's only one, because as far as I am aware with those things, you would have multiple, right? You will have like a bell per room. So if you needed a servant in a specific room, you would ring that bell and the servant would know where to go. But here, there's only one bell, which means it has to lead to a very specific place. So potentially somewhere in another room in some art, there is a lever or some sort of pull cord for this bell. I think this is also what Thornton later mentions in timeline 03 when he's talking to Oswald. Right, he recognizes Oswald and he says, I heard something earlier, like maybe she's still in the house with us, right? I presume they're again talking about Amelia, where he says this, but Oswald is not happy about him bringing that up. So where could this bell be? If we're talking about Amelia, right, she stayed in the attic, so potentially there is something there. Let's just pop in for a scene. So, not quite what I imagined it was going to be, but right next to the bed, there is this thing where it looks like a handle of some sort, which in theory could be what is used for the bell. Like we can even see it on the little preview for the attic on the outside. So yes, I'm wondering if that's it, because that would then explain like why does Thornton immediately associate the bell sound with Amelia, if that's who they're talking about. However, if he hears the bell at O2, there's already a scene where Annie and Tony are speaking in the attic, and I'm pretty sure neither of them pulls that lever, right? They're around the window, Tony's messing about, and he drops the doll downstairs, stuff like that. It's interesting that that happens and they bring their attention to the bell, right? He comments on it, so it feels like there is a connection. But if we're on to wild theories, I have some other things that I've potentially noticed or potentially misinterpreted. The death order appears to be backwards from the numbers they are assigned, right? So Rupert, I gave him 12, and he's the first person to die. Then it goes Harry Thornton, Eve Dower, Helen Dower, and then Damien dies, right? And the whole timeline ends with Joan dying, so he's number 1. He talks about in 25 about not remembering hair. I don't remember pulling the trigger. If the number order theory is correct, which it feels to me like it is, then he talks about Annie, right? Because Annie would be the one that dies before him. And therefore, he thinks he shot Annie, or he actually did, right? He just doesn't remember. I presume there might be just a scene of him holding a gun and being confused. There isn't like a lot I can do with that information because I don't know where that would have happened, but it means we might be able to assign Annie's picture because there is a young woman who died by gunshot, and she was found near a handwritten list of first names. I mean, it may have been investigation, right? Because we know that Hare and Tony were talking to Oswald, and she sends Tony for something, and they're thinking about like investigating the chapel and basically trying to figure out what is going on. So that might be related, and therefore Badger might be Annie. Which leaves me with just Martha unassigned. She would be older because she has an adult child. But then again, I was quite wrong about Helen because I thought she would be like quite old, but it wasn't exactly that. We have Deer, who's a wheelchair user. She's found near a broken teacup and thought a nearby shouts to girls. Well, we know she only has a single son. And then Mole, who I previously incorrectly thought was Helen. She has a will that mentions child was a daughter. So that again doesn't work with Eddie being her son. And therefore, that leaves Hedgehog. Traces of ash on clothing, strong smell of perfume, evidence of a missing ring. Now, we haven't had any scene that would show us why she would have ash on her clothes. Evidence of a missing ring, well, again, if all my theories are correct, she was literally married to Rupert and then forgot him the instant he dies. But then would she just remove a ring? Because she would be like, why is this ring here? Or did she just not wear it? But I would think by the process of elimination, this would be Hare. So let's go with Hedgehog. So we still have 4 other pictures and 3 other slots, but again, we have the thing where there was mixed stuff between this case and the unrelated inheritance. Potentially unrelated. I don't know, maybe some twist with related, but not guaranteed. Plus, there was more pictures than slots, so some of them may remain unused. But then if we're saying the death order is backwards from here, who would be the 3 extra people, right? There would have to be people that have died before timeline 01 we have right now. And as far as I know, we can't go, negative time. That is not a thing. It may eventually get revealed in some other twist later on. Now, another thing I wrote is type help, the name of the original game. As I said, I have not played it, but my understanding is it's a text game where you can type things potentially, right? Like, from the name, it feels like you open the game and the first thing you have to do is type help, because that's how you maybe kick off using the whole thing. But I'm now wondering, like, can we type help here? Obviously, there is no typing facility per se, but we do have Helen's room. I'm not sure what time it would be on, right? Maybe just 00. But then that all hinges on our ability to add people that are called L and P, or like LP. Okay, we can type a letter, but only just one. So we can do an L, and it's saved as an L. That's a possibility. And therefore we can also add a P, and then we can go to the machine, and we can type help. Turn Oswald off, yes. Now it says help. What? I was like, I got an achievement, but it also said contact Longley. Who's that? Who's Longley? Is it a place? Is it a person? Because it's not the company, right? Because the research note was from Coburn. The access card doesn't mention anything. The manual, it talks about Dolsky and Mers. So yeah, the name Longley doesn't appear to be here. It might be whoever's writing those notes on all of those things. Curious. But I'm always happy where my out there ideas are leading to something. Off to the next thing, just back to normal investigation. At time 05 in the billiard room, Victoria says that she just spoke to Annie and she wouldn't cause any more trouble, suggesting that Victoria and Annie were talking at 04. And they are indeed unaccounted for in that timeline. Presumably that happens in the attic, right? Because that's where Annie was staying. And I previously tried to see, like, was she there alone maybe, but that didn't work. And that's because Victoria would have came over, so Attic at 04, Annie, and Victoria.
Annie?
Vic, I'm so sorry. I swear it wasn't me.
Annie, I don't care.
I swear to you, it was Tony. It won't happen again.
Annie, I need to talk to you about something.
Are you all right? Is it Damien? Or...
No, it's just strange. Something's off.
You mean with Eddie?
I don't know why he invited me back here. I thought we'd be friends now he's with Eve.
What did he say?
But it's not like he said anything, really. He just seemed angry with me for some reason.
Well, then why are we here? You don't need to be friends with him.
I know. Would you hold on to this for me?
I can find somewhere to hide it, if that's what you mean. I won't be caught dead wearing it myself.
It's not that bad, is it? I was hoping he'd notice, and I thought it might be a nice gesture. But I think it was a mistake.
He only invited you round to show off his new engagement, you know. So don't feel like you owe him anything.
That's rich, coming from you.
Oh, please, Vic. You didn't tell Mum, did you?
Oh, darling, you can stay with us as long as you like. But you need to talk to her at some point, or this won't go away.
I'll talk to her if you go and tell Eddie he's not worth your time. I'm serious, Vic.
Oh, Annie, for God's sake, just stay out of trouble, will you?
I was already.
Well, I know. See you later, darling.
I can only presume the object they're talking about is that bracelet. Like Victoria and Eddie had some sort of friendship bracelets from when they were younger. But then he said he threw his away, and she's like, oh, he's being weird. I mean, it is quite weird that, yes, he has invited his fiancée and her family to the house, right? That sounds quite normal. But then at the same time, he invites his, I don't know, childhood sweetheart that it didn't work out with to the house, and then she just happens to bring her fiancé and her sister. But yes, it's like, why would you invite such attention to your life? Right? It's almost like he's trying to give Victoria the one chance to come around. He's like, see, if you don't confess your love for me, I'm gonna marry this other lady. Like, what is his plan exactly? But that might be what Annie's hiding under her pillow. I'm not sure what the value it has to Tony finding it, and it's for explaining why Eddie might be acting all weird or something. Okay, there is nothing more from here, because after that we mostly know where people are, except Annie and Tony at 05. Let's wait for more clues then, because it does feel like they do eventually either show up or I eventually realize that there are clues. So we've got that checked off. Then next up, we have a conversation between Victoria and Martha, where Martha thanks Victoria for comforting her last night, and she was quite in a sorry state. So this is at 16, but that's during the daytime. In time 9 and 10, those are my only time slots remaining where they both unaccounted for. But yeah, it's not the living room conversation. I tried that before. However, during dinner, there is crashes from somewhere else in the house, and Victoria says, I'll go check that everything's all right upstairs. Martha's room is directly above the dining room, so that might be where a conversation occurs between Victoria and Martha at time slot 09. So let's get in there with those two.
Martha, are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. Just give me a moment to recover and I'll be back downstairs in a second.
Why are all your things on the floor? Did something happen?
It's fine, really. I don't think anything's broken, at least.
Oh, come on. Come and sit down. We'll pick it all up later.
I'm sorry, Victoria.
Don't worry, Martha. If it's been a hard evening for you to manage, then you should know that you're doing incredibly well. There's no way I could have organised dinner for so many people if it were me.
That's very kind of you to say. I really wanted this evening to be a celebration, but what with strangers coming into the house and a dead body turning up, I no longer feel in control of my own house.
Well, if it helps to hear it, I think you're taking this far better than some of the other guests. Honestly, Martha, I don't know how you stay so calm. You're an inspiration.
You might think I'd be used to this after doing it for so long. It's not been easy, running a large house and bringing up a son on my own for so many years. But somehow, it still feels as if I have no idea what I'm doing.
Do you mind if I ask? Why do you always wear a ring? I suppose I never noticed when I was younger.
I don't know. Perhaps I thought I'd seem stronger if people thought I had a man in my life. But I've reached an age now where I'm quite content as I am. I don't think I need it any longer.
You look better without it. I'm sure it was only weighing you down.
I wanted to tell you something earlier, Victoria. When the three of us were in the dining room, just before dinner.
What's that?
I didn't want to say it in front of Eddie. But it's been wonderful to meet Damien today. I'm really glad that the two of you seem to be so happy together. He seems like he'd make a wonderful husband, if you don't mind me saying.
Thanks, Martha. I'm glad you like him. I think he wasn't too keen on coming here this evening, but I do hope he's enjoying himself now.
Victoria, I'm glad that you and Eddie are still friends. You were so close when you were children.
It's been nice to see him again. Can I ask, out of interest, do you know if he's romantically involved with anyone at the moment? I don't want to ask him myself.
Oh, not that I'm aware of. He likes to keep himself to himself.
Perfect timing on this one, right? Because there's literally a strike of thunder. This is when Eve dies, Eddie's fiancé dies, and they immediately have a conversation of like, oh, do you know if he's with anyone? Literally erased as they're speaking.
Well, I wish him the best. I know that whoever he ends up with, he'll make her very happy.
I'm sure. Thanks for cheering me up, Victoria.
You're very welcome. Let me know if you need help with anything.
Could you tell everyone that I'll be down shortly? I'll just need a minute to collect myself.
Okay, but other than that, this scene makes me quite certain that this is the right picture for Martha, because the evidence of a missing ring, right? Her husband dies at the start of the evening. She forgets she was ever married, and therefore she removes the ring here and thinks it was just some sort of pretend thing she was doing. So slightly preempted that, but I think this confirms it for sure. So that one's done. Next one talks about the fact that yes, when they gather in the billiard room, Martha is already pretty upset at Oswald. Oswald says, so it's true, they are coming back. And Martha says, get that man away from me. Which I think this means the scene where Oswald starts telling Martha, and I think also Annie, because they're both kind of referred to as later, he at some point tells them that he thinks that he knows the people that are dead, that they used to be in this house, and that upsets them because obviously they have no idea about this and it sounds suspicious to them. So it must have happened before this billiard room scene, presumably quite close to it, because the multiple deaths only just about happened up to here, right? So we do have them available at 10 and 11, but again, I don't know where. Where would that conversation occur? we don't know what 9 is glitchy with that scene with Martha we just has, and she asked her to tell everyone she will be down shortly. So she might return to the dining room, by which point everyone's already left, right? We had John talking to Oswald in the dining room at 9. And we know that John then leaves. It's not mentioned, but he says, thank you, sorry for interrupting, and then he leaves. So it might be that Oswald stays, and then at least Martha finds him there as she returns, but Annie may also be there. I take that from the scene in Timeline 14, where Annie says, and Oswald said that all the bodies are people that used to live here, right? So she has heard him say it. So let's maybe try that. Let's see if Annie and Martha both end up with Oswald in the dining room at scene 10. No. Too guessy. Let's end that here. We'll just have to investigate this later. So we're back to daytime. In the scene where Eddie takes Oswald hostage, Oswald says, my 2 friends and I were just talking here a moment ago. So he was with someone else, with 2 other people in the dining room at 14. Everyone aged to 11 is dead. Obviously, it wouldn't be Eddie because Eddie's just here about to force him into the pantry. So that only leaves Martha and John. And so 14 in the dining room, John, Oswald, and Martha. Again, he doesn't even remember that Martha is any sort of relation. There we have it.
Good morning, John. Did you sleep well?
Yes. Thanks again, Martha. It's all very much appreciated.
Here, John, have some toast.
Ah, thank you.
I'm sorry you've been caught up in all this. It's such a dreadful business. And I'm sure whoever's doing all this is just trying to scare us out of the house.
Do you know who's behind it?
He practically told me himself. Have you met Oswald? I found him in my room yesterday when I went to look for him after dinner.
Okay, that answers that. So that's, again, reaffirming the horror. Just wait for the information. It will come. Don't need to guess.
He told me he didn't think I deserved to own the house, and he thought it should be his.
Oh, I see.
Really? You'd have thought he'd be more subtle about his intentions.
Yes. So have you done anything about it?
Not yet. Let's keep this between ourselves for the moment. I'm sure things will sort themselves out soon.
Ah, good morning.
Good morning.
Oswald, how did you sleep?
I don't think you told me your name.
John Hobbs.
Tell me, Mr. Hobbs, how are you finding the house?
You don't have to talk to him, John.
Well, it seems very nice.
Wonderful. And what do you think of our host?
Excuse me, if you're going to eat our food, I'd appreciate it.
I'm trying to have a discussion here with one of your guests. Isn't there somewhere else you'll need it?
How dare you?
Who's doing that to the
I
piano?
think I made my opinions quite clear in our discussion yesterday evening. Of course, I apologise if I made a mess of your bedroom.
Made a mess? I know what you're doing here. You won't get away with this much longer.
Who is that?
That's Victoria.
It sounds like Victoria. Come on, John.
Oh, finally, I can eat in peace.
Okay, so that probably also explains the whole Martha's room where everything is on the floor and why she's so upset, right? Because she just had that conversation. But yes, there is also someone banging on the piano in that timeline. Well, someone banging on the piano in that timeline, I mean, that only leaves Eddie or the vengeful ghosts. So before I go back to see the Oswald and Martha situation, as interesting as it sounds, can we complete 14 by saying that Eddie's in the living room banging on the piano? He is, okay. Not the vengeful ghost then.
He has to do what I say. I'm the one with the gun.
He's just preparing himself to take Oswald in. Yep, time passes because they want to assure us that the scenes are as long as each other.
Quiet.
Just taking his stress out on the poor piano. Even though that feels like, you know, it would attract people.
Now's my chance.
But maybe that's what he was hoping for. He just doesn't account for Victoria would also start screaming. And he's just like, oh yeah, everyone else would run to the noise, but Oswald, he will be alone. He just assumes that would happen. Okay, so that completes 14. Everyone who we know of is accounted for. Or dead. And now we can go to Martha's room at 08 to confirm that conversation. So 08. Martha's room. Martha and Oswald are gonna have some sort of situation. He snoops, but like, he's the only one that has any inkling as to what is truly happening, right? Everyone else is just completely oblivious.
Excuse me? What are you doing in my bedroom?
This used to be where my parents slept.
Well, dinner has been served downstairs, Oswald. If you'd like to come and join us, it will be going cold otherwise.
I'd prefer to wait until everyone else has eaten. It's a shame what you've done with this room, you know. It looked a lot better when my parents lived here.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Oswald. You'll forgive me, but it seems you may have overstepped your welcome this evening. I really don't appreciate you coming into my bedroom without my permission.
I would have thought I'd be the least of your worries this evening.
What are you implying?
You have some rather eccentric guests, or are you not aware? One of your guests, staying in the old nursery, is hiding a gun in his bedside drawer.
Tony? You must be mistaken. Are you sure?
Oh, quite. I've had one tipsy young woman make light of my sister, and another who seemed rather guilty about something, although I couldn't find out what.
I'm sorry to hear that, Oswald, but that really doesn't give you any excuse to invade our privacy. And I'm sure our guests thought the same.
This house was in my family for generations. I have a right to know what's going on here.
Well, I'm afraid you don't own the place any longer. And while you're a guest here, I'd appreciate it if you behaved like one.
You sleep in my parents' bed alone? You don't even have a husband to share it with. You are an imposter, and you know it. This house should have stayed in my family.
How dare you! Get out of my room right this instant!
Look at all this worthless rubbish.
Stop it! Stop it!
You don't belong here!
Yeah, this is what attracts Victoria into the room. But yeah, it's all because Rupert's been erased. They don't have that connection. She is here legitimately. But that's still not the conversation where he says that he thinks the dead people are the people from the house, right? This is just, she's upset at him because he's acting like this. Although, this might be what Martha refers to where she says, oh, he's shown his darker side. And then the conversation with Annie that brings her to say he thinks the dead people are from the house, that's a separate thing. Right, they're not both referring to the same Oswald conversation. That ticks off that, but at least that means 08 is also complete. We've accounted for everyone. So I think we're basically going back to where we were timeline-wise before I took a trip back to find those other scenes. So from here, when Eddie logs Oswald in the pantry, after that Annie and Jorah arrive and Eddie wants to know where Victoria is, but Annie's just like, go find her yourself. And we know that Victoria is with Martha in the dining room at the same time, but Martha then leaves because she needs to go check on her bedroom upstairs after the gunshot situation. So Victoria might therefore stay in the dining room, and then Eddie finds her there. So at 17, we've got the dining room with Eddie and Victoria. Probably not who she wants to see right now. Or maybe she does, because her fiance's
I've been
dead.
looking for you.
Eddie, I'm leaving. I'm sorry, I can't take this house anymore.
No, please, stay. I've sorted everything out. We can go back to normal now.
That wasn't you we heard with the gun, was it? What's going on?
It's nothing, I promise. I've taken care of it. It's just... I've been thinking
Your
and...
mum's not going to be happy about the ceiling, you know.
Oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Look, Vic, I need to tell you something.
This isn't a great time, Eddie. I'll be down at Wintercourt with Mum if you need me. So maybe come and visit once you're...
Don't go, Vic. I want you here with me. I know we haven't seen each other in a long time, but I miss you. And I know you didn't come here just to see the house.
This really isn't the best time. A dead body appeared in my bed overnight, Eddie. I need some time to... I don't want to be
Vic,
here.
just wait 1 second. Before you go, I need to tell you something. I got this ring a while ago, and now...
Eddie!
I love you, Vic. I've loved you all my life. And I know that we're not so close anymore, but it's taken me until today to realise that I have the opportunity to fix that. And I can't... I don't want to spend any more time without you. Victoria, will you marry me?
We've
How
been
romantic.
through this, Eddie.
I know this isn't the best time, but there's never a perfect time, and
Eddie,
I need you.
I can't marry you. I'm... there's someone else.
Right,
She remembers.
of course. Why didn't you tell me?
Eddie, come on. You've met him. What's going on?
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Just think about it, won't you? I still love you.
Oh, don't say that. I'm... Oh, God. He's...
Are you all right?
That was him. Oh, God.
Wait, Vic! Tell me what's going on!
Yeah, I was gonna say, how romantic. We're in a haunted house full of dead bodies and you're just proposing to her. But also, yes, somehow she remembers Damien here, maybe because just the concept of the engagement, she was reminded that she was engaged. But also it's like her and Damien are found together, right? That's what it says on their pictures. Found with Pike, and he was found with Raven. But I assume she's now running off back to her room now that she's realized that this was her fiancé. So we can follow up on this, and I think this may lead to her death. So skip one ahead, Victoria's room, and just her, because he's dead. Okay, no. Someone else is going to come in the room. Okay, I wrote that down. Now, I know that the next thing I have is that Annie hears the argument from the kitchen and she leaves to check on her, which I presume is Victoria. But then, yes, does she run into the dining room, or does she also end up running after her and she ends up in Victoria's room? Because I wrote as a note here that maybe all of them would be in the dining room, but Victoria has already run off. So it's either that Annie ends up with Eddie in the dining room, or Annie ends up with Victoria in Victoria's room. Well, I already have Victoria's room set up, so let's try adding Annie. Like, maybe she saw Victoria running up and just followed her. Okay, that's the correct one.
Sweetheart. Sweetheart, I'm sorry.
Vic, what's wrong?
He's... How? Oh, he kept the door locked. We were going to leave this morning.
What do you mean? Did you know him?
Annie, tell me you remember him. Tell me we're not all going insane.
Vic, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, God, Annie, please. He drove us here.
We didn't have a driver, Vic. It was just us two in the car.
After dinner yesterday, you came into this room. Who were you talking to,
I
Annie?
wasn't talking to anyone, Vic. I swear, I just came in here to have a look. Are you trying to blame me for this?
Annie, please say you remember. Please.
You're scaring me, Vic.
Annie.
Have you been seeing ghosts? Is that what this is? We think these are people that used to live here. If you can see them, then maybe you can talk to them. Is that something you can do? Vic, what are you writing?
Take this. I don't know what's going on, but we can't let it happen again. I'm not losing you too.
What is it?
Just keep looking at it. Make sure you don't forget anyone. If you do, come and let me know. I need to go and check the others.
These are just our names. Is there anyone else in the house that you've seen? Because maybe
There's no one else, Annie. It's just us.
Well, then who was...
It's Damien. Remember? Okay, that's how she dies. The Thunder's
We're all in
back.
the same place. Can't be just a coincidence.
I was like, oh, it's nice and sunny outside. So we're done with the thunder dying? It's still here. It's still here, back with vengeance. And yes, that's how Victoria goes. It's interesting because at least some of those deaths, or is it all of those deaths? They die when they remember. Because Rupert dies when he remembers Amelia. Thornton is a bit of a weird one because he basically talks about the fact that Rupert has died, but it's not that he just remembers in that moment because he remembered him before, but it might be because he acknowledges that a dead person he dies. When Eve dies, it's because she remembers Thornton. I previously thought it might be because she was asleep when he died and therefore the house magic didn't work on her, but then my second thought was that the hot chocolate reminded her, because it seems like objects can basically bring up the memories. And as soon as she does that, Thunderstrike, she's dead. Helen dies when she remembers Eve. That means I might be wrong about the whole she was outside and that's why she remembers. It might be because she remembers due to an object. She gets taken down as well. So it's vengeful. It's like, how dare you remember? Strike you down. Then Damien dies because he remembers who Helen was after looking at the pocket watch. Okay, it's all starting to line up in my head. And Victoria dies because she remembers Damien, which means remembering Amelia. Rupert remembering Amelia is what kicks it all off. Her memory is somehow cursed. And it kicks it all off. And that's maybe why the achievement I got for finding his fate, it was called Inciting Incident. Because it is truly what kicks it all off. You're not allowed to remember the dead. Added that to my notes. Well. Things are falling into place. So that's now done. So next note I have is the fact that, yes, in the kitchen scene, Annie sends Tony to her room to look under her pillow. There's something there we can use to convince him. Oh, the friendship bracelet? Wow, that's dangerous though. That's dangerous because Victoria is going to die. And then using the friendship bracelet can cause you to remember. And Eddie is next in line to be dead. So might end up badly for him. But at the same time, Martha sends John up to the attic because he's asking about access to the front of the house from upstairs, right? He's interested in how the doll almost dropped on him. Which means at 18, in the attic, John and Tony should meet. And they do. So let's see what they find here.
Hey! Don't pull that.
Why not? Does it do something?
Well, anything you do might make things worse. What are you doing here anyway?
Are they talking about the lever behind the bed? Because I thought it's for the servant bell.
But I don't know, could be secret passage.
I just wanted to have a look.
You shouldn't be here. You don't know what you're getting into.
It seems safe to me. Is there something you don't want me to see?
I suppose you can stay if you want. I won't be long. Is this what she meant? I guess it'll do.
What is this room? It's a creepy sort of place.
It's a dead girl's bedroom. I thought you might have figured that much out.
Yes, I saw the doll's house.
Well, don't touch it! Are you mad?
What? You're afraid of ghosts, is that it? You can't be serious.
What the...
It's Victoria
what the
dying.
hell is that sound? I'm serious. What the hell? It's not even raining.
What do you mean? Have you figured something out?
I'll talk to you later, Hobbs. Oh, this is stupid. I need to go. Annie will be up here in a moment, so you can ask her. And tell her I'm sorting things out.
So he leaves, but Annie's still expected to come up. Now, she's expected to come up because she said she would come after she had the conversation in the kitchen, though she just saw a dead body in Victoria's room and got another strike of confusion, so I'm not sure she will come, but we can check, right? So at 19, does Annie come up to the attic to meet with John? Well, she would be coming to meet with Tony, but we'll find John instead. So he's still here, investigating. And she's probably gonna be freaking out.
Are you looking for something?
Tony asked me to tell you he just left. I don't know where he was off to, but he seemed to be in quite a hurry.
Oh, what an idiot. He took the bracelet, did he?
I'm not sure. I didn't see.
Oh, damn it. He doesn't know what he's doing. Never mind.
I don't think we've properly met. I'm John.
Do you know what my name is?
Well, I think I caught it earlier, actually. You're Annie, aren't you?
How many of us are there in this house?
There are 6 of us. And some bodies. Did you find anyone else?
I found another body lying next to the one we found this morning. So perhaps they're connected.
Bloody devil. If it's still going, we should rescue that poor man from the pantry. Do you know what's going on?
I found a list. I could have sworn it had all the people in the house on there. But I just checked it again and there's a name I don't recognise.
Rupert Galley?
No. Do you know anyone called Vic?
Never heard of him.
I don't know what to make of it. I'm guessing it must have been the name of one of the bodies.
Or the name of whoever's behind this.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Someone ought to let Oswald out of the pantry. Do you know where the key is?
No. We can't do anything until we find it. Oh, damn it! Is anyone going to answer that phone?
Shouldn't Martha do that?
Something must have happened. I'll go and check she's all right. You go to the dining room and answer the phone.
What if it's...
Just answer it.
I assume that thunder was Eddie dying. So whatever happens, even without the bracelet, or actually maybe Tony shows Eddie the bracelet and he dies. So we can mark that there was a thunder strike, but we haven't found the death yet. So with that in place, we're likely to find Tony and Eddie somewhere together, and Tony will show Eddie the bracelet, and Eddie will die because he remembers Vic, and that's not allowed. That's my prediction. Oswald's still in the pantry. That means we can go kitchen at 18 with Oswald, see if anything happens, just for completeness. Yeah, it's just checking out the pantry, looking for snacks. The bell rings. Okay, that's probably John messing with that handle. So that confirms the connection between the attic and the kitchen, I would say. And then there's the thunder. But yes, can we see Eddie die? Like, he was in the dining room when Victoria left him. So was he still there? Did Tony go down there to see him and give him the bracelet? Let's go 19. Dining room. Tony and Eddie. Kiss the one. So let's see what happens.
Come in, come in. Come and sit down. Take a seat.
You look happy.
I'm in the mood for a celebration. Come on, have a drink with me. What's your poison,
I don't want to drink. I came here to talk.
There's nothing I want more than to converse with a gentleman such as yourself. But you can't talk until you have a drink.
I'll have... whatever that is.
Ha ha! Good man!
I found this bracelet. Does it mean anything to you?
Death.
Do you know
it
what?
means death.
I have exactly the same one upstairs. What does that make us? Friends for life? Eternal companions? Drink up.
I know it means something to you. And I'll give it to you if you hand over the key to the pantry.
Let's not talk business over drinks, shall we? And to be quite frank, I don't know why I'd want it.
Oh, bloody hell, Anne. This is hopeless. We'll think of something else.
Not so fast. I still have the power here, remember? Sit back down and enjoy your drink.
That's mine.
It's good, isn't it? Have you seen the hole in the ceiling? Leave it. We're having plenty of fun already. What do you say?
You've got the wrong man locked up. You're making a mistake.
Oh, don't be sour. You're a guest in my house, remember, and not one I invited.
I didn't want to come here.
You're a sly rat, aren't you? Threatening me with her old bracelet. You nasty little coward.
So it does mean something.
It doesn't mean anything. I'm sure she'll never think of me again. I should have just kept her as a friend, but I couldn't even do that.
Give me the key to the pantry, Eddie. I can fix this.
I can't take back what I
For
said.
God's sake!
And he drops dead.
How the hell? That's my gun. I'll bet that's not the only thing you're hiding.
And yes, presumably he will be able to now claim the key to the pantry and release Oswald, which will then finally let them get the key to the chapel and potentially check it out. So that's quite exciting because yes, there was some conversations implying that the chapel might be where it all leads, maybe where they get to learn some important things. But yes, we get to now replace this from just Thunderstrike to a death. And yeah, we're down to Eddie being dead and 5 people remain in the house, except for those empty slots that we'll still have to figure out what is gonna go on with them. But yeah, I think I've managed to fill various gaps that were in the previous timeline. Still not all of them. I will still need to track some things down, some people down, but definitely filled in more of my understanding of what may be going on here. Again, I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm still not understanding everything with the why and the how and where exactly does it all lead, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it, so I'm excited to come back and play more. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one as well, and if you did, consider liking or subscribing. As always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel, and I will see you soon back in the Galley House. Bye-bye!